glorious winter sunshine. Got the puffer, got the fleece, got the undershirt, got the thermals, got the wet backside because I've been sat on a damp log. Everything you need in Bowyers Wood for an update in December. But most importantly, Grace is over here. She's been keeping her eye on everything that's been going on here, and I'm keen to catch up and find out what's been happening, Grace. Good to see you.
Hi, Chris. Nice to see you again.
Right, look at this, what a lovely day.
Bit chillier, but the sun is out.
The sun's out.
It's drier.
Yeah. Bird boxes are up.
Bird boxes are up. We've got a few of these up here. We've got some more further up, just off of the meadow.
Open fronted box here. This is for sort of robins and stuff.
Yeah,
look.
we've got some with holes as well, just to keep the diversity going.
Got the metal plate.
Yes.
Stop the squirrels and the woodpeckers doing evil deeds. But I also spotted on the tree over there one of the bioacoustic recorders.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got 3 of those out across the site in kind of a triangle shape.
Yeah.
Listening for the tawny owls at the moment.
And everything else.
And everything else, of course. They capture a lot of stuff.
Because we've been really excited looking at the camera traps over the last few months that you've been running. But now we're doing the same thing acoustically. We're trapping all of that sound.
That's right.
And I run these in the gardens. And of course you go out every night at the moment and the tawnies are going berserk, so you can hear those. What I don't hear is the coots and the moorhens and the geese and the waders that are flying over at 2 in the morning because I'm in bed, snuggled up with the poodles, and that is still doing all the recording.
It's a great opportunity,
So when we get the results from those, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I look forward to listening to them with you.
And what else have you seen? Anything about?
Very interestingly, on one of the camera traps, we caught a heron recently, pulling a big fish out of the stream. God. So that's really promising and exciting to think how things might change as well with the beavers coming in. So we've got Emma here today as well. We'll go see her shortly. She's setting up some underwater cameras to try and see what's going on down there, if anything. We've got some kind of iron algae going on in the stream at the moment, which is making things look
But this is part of our sort of baseline surveys, isn't it? Because it'd be great to find out how healthy the stream is now, and then when we've got the beavers in there and they've had some time to do their work, how rapidly it improves.
Exactly, that's right. We're building that kind of before and after picture right now.
Okay, we should go and see them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well, this has all changed, hasn't it?
It has indeed.
Look at that.
The culvert's been fixed up.
Yeah, excellent. This was all completely flooded, wasn't it?
Yeah, right up to the path.
Yeah.
You can see it on the trees.
Yes, you can.
That's all clear now.
God, yeah.
And the water's flowing through.
Proper job.
Yeah.
And it's got a sluice on it. Well, you'd need a sluice, otherwise the beavers.
Well, exactly.
How's the beaver fencing coming along?
Yeah, it's going really well. So slightly delayed. We're expecting the beavers in February now. It's very exciting. I was speaking to one of the fencers the other day and he spotted a kingfisher in the enclosure.
Did he?
He did.
God, that's nice, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
Yeah, it
really
just shows
exciting.
what's here once you get people out looking.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you, I mean, it's very well wooded in that part.
It is.
And kingfishers normally like it a little bit more open.
Surprising.
But when the beavers get in and take the trees down, it should improve that habitat for them, shouldn't
hopefully
it?
we can expect more.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go and find the
samplers. Hi guys.
Hi.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Good. Chris, this is Christina and Emma from Project Ripple Effects.
Hi, how'd you do? That's good. Be formal.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're finding signs of life at least. So there's some gammarus here, and they're clinging on to their little partners.
Yes.
Sweet.
Freshwater swimps.
And then these ones we're not entirely sure, but they look a little bit like faceless teddies. But we're going to actually send off to the University of Sussex that we partner with to get a real ID on it, because they're moving in a quite a strange way.
Yeah.
But it's been really tricky because obviously the water quality is really poor in terms of visibility, because we've got this algae that you can see, like it's an iron algae, and it's covering everything. And so when we take samples in the net, everything's covered in it, which isn't very normal.
It's been like this for a couple of weeks now.
Since the rain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we get a similar thing where I am. Once you get the first flush of rain at the end of summer, that algae really picks up. But by the end of the winter, it seems to sort of wash through, as it were. And of course, when this gets opened up, when the beavers are in here, you get a lot more vegetation and there'll be a lot more oxygen in the water as well, which will be good. Tell me a bit about the process then.
So we do kick sampling in the river, and Emma's obviously in her waders. So
yeah, so I got in there 3 minutes with this net, kicking at the riverbed gently.
So you put the net
it.
downstream, and then you go upstream, and you kick the substrate on the bottom of the stream.
Yeah.
And anything you disturb goes in the net. That's the basics, isn't it?
Absolutely, washes through.
Right.
And you work from upstream going down, so that you don't disturb, you don't pick
Yeah.
up disturbed stuff from before.
Yeah.
And a standard 3 minutes. And a 1
Of
minute.
stamping in a stream.
Yeah.
How much training did you do for that? Has anyone ever said, are you going to get a proper job? Because that's what my mum used to say when I was doing stuff like that. When are you going to get a proper job? It is a proper job, mum. It is a proper job.
Actually, I mean, you do the online training, and then you have a day of training, and then you get a certificate at the end of it, which is very lovely.
I'm joking about this, but the key thing is, for this to work nationwide, it's about standardising.
Yes.
That's why the 3 minutes is really important, because if someone
Yeah.
did 30 seconds and someone else did 10 minutes, you're going to get different results.
Yeah.
So standardising is really important. So my mum was wrong, it is a proper job. But these surveys are really important, baseline surveys, because we want to know how much the beavers are going to improve this this environment.
I mean, this isn't terribly good just to have 2 species. Obviously, we're looking for good river health. You'd see 8 species, which is part of the riverfly scheme to pick up on river health. So just to see 2 isn't ideal. It's it's showing things could definitely be
But we
better.
ought to say this is a brilliant citizen science project that's been running for some time all across the country, and giving everyone the ability to monitor the quality of their streams and rivers, given all the problems we've got with our waterways at the moment, in terms of finding these animals, which are relatively easy to identify.
Yeah.
And you've got all of these, which are brilliant as well when it comes to that ID. So it's a fantastic project, isn't it? It
And they're
really is.
amazing
really cool.
species. Some of them, the mayflies almost look like little mermaids. They're just such incredible animals when you enter this whole new world.
Yeah.
And it's quite nice to dive into it and just experience a whole universe that you don't really think about. normally.
Exactly.
Those
Yeah.
little external gills that they're lovely. Yeah, like a world in miniature.
And these, of course, we should say these are larvae, so at some point they're going to emerge into adults, which will be flying insects on the river. So at the moment these could be eaten by fish. At later points in the year they could be eaten by bats or birds. So this is a part of the whole ecosystem here, and how it shifts about is remarkable. Whereas these, the freshwater shrimps, are little detritivores, aren't they? They're nibbling away at anything that's died in the water, basically. They're like wet woodlice, I think that's what they're like. Wet woodlice.
In fact, we've got a water
They like their
woodlouse
partners
here.
as well.
Oh yes. Oh, water louse, yeah.
Yeah.
They always hang about in 2s, so I think the man is that the man on the woman's back, or is that right way round?
Yeah, I think the male's clinging onto the female.
Yeah.
Despite it looking possibly the opposite way round
But
because
they
of
are
the size.
They're remarkably fecund, aren't they? So sometimes you turn over a log in the water and there are hundreds and hundreds of these things, so they can be really abundant, but an essential part of this community.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Look, the key thing is we can't be disappointed by low numbers now, because we want to be excited about high numbers later when the environment improves, and we should be finding things like cased caddisflies like this, and the various other larvae, including damsel dragonflies,
and the
or
stoneflies.
Stoneflies,
they're very sensitive to pollution, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is something we're going to do across the site as well. So we're doing this one is the top of the beaver enclosure, then we've got the middle
right.
and the bottom where we've got our outflow. But also we're going to do one right at the top of the site to see how things are moving, coming into the site, to identify anything as it comes in, basically.
So exciting to have the beavers.
It really is. It's very exciting.
Yeah, will be. I'll tell you, this time next year, rather than having 2
Yeah.
of your will,
Let's have them full.
I predict, maybe not full, but maybe at least sort of 60% would be good, wouldn't it? It'd be amazing. But, okay, we'll leave you to keep going. I can't wait to see the camera trap action.
Oh, I'm excited to show you.
Come on then. Okay.
Thanks so much,
Right,
guys. See you
cheers.
soon.
See you.
This is my favourite bit.
I know it's the
It's
best.
always exciting, isn't it? Oh, this
Here
is a
we go.
great start. Look, I'm going to put my glasses on. I'm going to concentrate on this. Look, sat here in the
I
trees.
know, this is
sat another
obviously
one.
a great hangout spot for them.
Fallow deer, a few spots
Having
left on the
that.
rump. Yes, look at that one with its neck down. Nice in daylight as well.
Yeah, it's
We
lovely
had
to
them
see them in the daylight.
in the dark before, didn't we?
Yeah. And now there's an awful lot of deer. So I've started to find them a bit less exciting, but it is,
but
like
good
you
views,
said,
a good
in the
view.
daylight,
Yeah,
it's
good.
really lovely.
I know, yeah, a good view is a good view though, isn't it? Look at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay.
Here we go. We're down by the stream here.
Oh yeah.
Now this is the one I mentioned to you earlier.
It was a heron.
Yeah. Now if I go back here.
Yeah.
Big fish.
It is
And I thought could be a frog, but it's definitely not a frog.
No, it's not. It's definitely a fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
So look, heron's head is about that long from tip of beak to back of head, okay?
Wow.
It's about that long. So that fish, I'd say, is double the length of the head, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's a fish that's that
That's
size.
almost the length, it's almost half the length of its neck. Yeah.
In our little stream.
In our tiny stream.
That's a big fish. Let's have another look.
Yeah. And that was after some heavy rainfall as well. You can hear it. It's really flowing.
He absconds quite quickly.
I know, it's a shame. And I've tried to capture him again and I haven't been able to.
But nevertheless, that's great, isn't
Yes.
it? So what could it
Again.
be? I mean, in a river like that, a small river, sometimes you get chub, but then you do obviously get trout, and they move up and down the river to spawn.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's that time of year as well, isn't it?
when it rains,
Yeah.
that's what causes them to move, because
Yeah.
they know that fresh water means they can get further up the
Yeah.
river, and it will flush out some of the silt and expose the gravel for them to breed.
Yeah.
Difficult to say from that image, but yeah, imagine if it was trout.
Yeah, brilliant.
Good, isn't it? Yeah, that's very good.
See, yeah, I was saying this camera trap was very fruitful. So this is another exciting capture.
Do it one more time. So it's either an escaped ferret or it's a polecat. Unfortunately, it's running away from us.
I know. See, I thought it might be a stoat.
No.
And
No.
there was a part of me that would love for it to be a pine marten. But
It's not a pine
too
marten.
small.
Look at the tail. So
Yeah.
the stoat's tail is much narrower, thinner than that. Basically, that tail is fluffier than a stoat's tail.
Yeah.
But it's not fluffy enough
Okay.
to be a pine marten, which is more of a brush, a
Yeah.
bit like a sort of if you imagine a ferret with a fox's tail. The thing is, there is no white on it at all.
No.
And pine martens have those noticeably white spectacles. I think that it's probably a ferret that's gone feral.
Really?
I think so, yes. Let's just have one more look. It's hard because if it were coming the other way, we could be certain if we could see its face. And let's just go back. And it's not mink, it's too lithe.
Yeah.
Mink, again, you would find them by a watercourse, American mink,
Yeah.
non-native.
No, I know. I was glad it wasn't a mink.
Hoping that we don't have those here
Yeah.
at any
Haven't
point.
seen any yet.
Yeah,
so.
and to be honest with you, they're not as nimble as that,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not as flexible, if you like,
Yeah.
as that. You know, so yeah, I'm going
An escaped ferret.
probably, unless it's a polecat and it's just facing the wrong way and we can't see it properly. But yeah, but that's not a bad thing.
No.
I mean, you know, they play the role of a pole. I mean, polecats are, you know, essentially the progenitors of ferrets. We got ferrets from polecats, so they do the same job, if you know what I mean, which is principally feeding on small to medium-sized mammals, so everything: rats, mice, voles, shrews, small rabbits, and so forth. So to have them as part of the community, okay, we prefer the native polecat.
Yeah, of course.
But they're doing the same job ecologically.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that's great.
We're yet to see any of those kind of prey species, so I hope we will do at some point.
Yeah.
What else is on here? I've got some nice beaver and badgers from last week. Not beaver, not yet anyway.
No, I was going to say. Hold on. It's fantasising.
I am starting to dream
Oh!
about beavers.
Now, come
I
on.
know.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's the best.
yeah.
Fox,
And she, I think,
hard to say.
she spends a very long time here eating
Really?
all of the peanuts that I left out for her.
Oh, good. That's what we want. Nice,
I know this
healthy.
is the badger set here, which I actually left
Yeah.
out for the badgers, but
Oh, they're beautiful. My favourite mammals. Red fox, Difficult to sex, to be fair.
Yeah.
Without a
Let me
you know, a view.
set this up so we can just switch through them here.
Oh yeah, stunning.
Yeah.
What a beautiful animal. Looking really healthy as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Good coat, no mange, nice and robust. Now the key thing is, you see the black patch on the nose?
Yeah.
If you look at that, maybe screen grab it, you know, because
Okay.
you can tell foxes apart from their facial patterns.
Yeah.
So you should be able to, you know, begin to build up a sort of a rogues gallery of screenshots of different foxes, and then you'll be able to identify which one is using which bits of the wood. Because that sort of it's a very noticeable triangle of black on her nose.
Yes.
Or his nose, one of the two.
Do that, give it a screenshot.
Yeah. And then you'll yeah.
Lovely.
That's fantastic. Looks lovely with the leaves though as well.
Yeah,
matching
it's
colours.
gorgeous. So if we carry on now.
This is darkness has fallen.
Yeah. Same day. This is 5 p.m. in the evening.
Something running away. That sounded like a deer.
Now,
Oh yeah.
who's that?
Same fox.
Same.
Yeah.
There it is.
The
Even in the dark, you can see that. It's
the
brilliant.
triangle on the face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
Come back looking for some more.
Well, I would.
Yeah.
If I'd have had a whole pile of peanuts all to myself, I'd come back looking for them. Yeah. So good.
Now let's. Oh.
Well, there we go. There's a badger. Badger's missed all the peanuts because it's now 9:18.
Yeah.
Fox has cleaned up.
Now the badger was very wary of the camera initially and missed out on all of the peanuts as a result.
Shyness will stop you from doing everything in life you'd like to.
Amen.
That's on the riverbank, isn't it?
This is on the riverbank.
Down it goes.
Sweet.
Gets a wet belly. Not going to be concerned about that. Grey squirrel.
Yes.
Have you noticed many squirrels? Because there's not that many where I am. They had a really tough winter last winter. And then the drought, I don't think, did them any favours in the spring.
No. So we've got quite a few here.
Are there?
I have to say, I've been picking up a lot.
Okay. Yeah, well, grey squirrel's grey squirrel.
Yeah.
I did set you a challenge.
No, still no dormice.
Dormice.
And I've had the peanuts out as well, so unfortunately not yet. No.
The thing is, it's really hard because they don't like coming down to the ground. I don't know if you know about dormice, but their legs are like this. So they're not like that.
Yeah.
They're like that.
Yeah.
And the benefit of that is that when they're running along a twig, it makes it easier, obviously, than running like that.
Yeah.
But when they're down on the ground, having to go like that
Yeah.
means that they're very clumsy on the ground and they get eaten by stoats, weasels, rats, maybe even other mice, and of course all the birds that would predate them. So they very rarely come down to the ground. They don't want to come down to the ground.
No.
They want to stay up in the trees. And they can be desperately difficult to spot, to be honest with you. There are two ways of finding them, I think. Well, three ways of finding them. You can look for their nests.
Okay.
That's quite hard. You can look for the hazelnuts that they've chewed because they characteristically make a hole in the side of the hazelnut, which is rather odd because it makes hard work of it.
Okay.
And then the last thing you can do is set up hair traps. And these are little tubes with a sticky piece of tape on the top of them. And when the rodents of any kind squeeze, you put some bait in it, when they squeeze in to get the peanuts or whatever, some of the hairs on their back get stuck onto the tape.
Oh, wow.
Which you then remove. And each of the wood mouse, yellowneck mouse, bank vole, dormouse, all the hairs are noticeably different. So you stick them under a microscope and you can immediately see if you've got one.
Okay, maybe that's something I should try out.
So I think hair trapping. But bear in mind,
Sounds
we're moving
fairly
into
easy to
winter
set
and
up.
they're going to hibernate.
True.
I always say, dormice, one of the most boring animals in Britain. Well, they can sleep for up to 6 months of the year. That's pretty dull. And also, they only ever come out in total darkness at night.
Yeah.
And they're always up in the trees. You never see them.
But they're so cute.
Oh, stop it.
So cute.
So no dormice, but that fox action was
not
brilliant.
Yet. It was brilliant.
No, our foxes are sensational, and that was beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful,
loves it.
Beautiful stuff. Anyway, look, this year's been fantastic. We made a great
It's
start.
been amazing.
Next year, beavers.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be mega.
It's going to be so exciting having those animals down on that stream, isn't it?
It really is. Updates are going to be huge.
Yeah, yeah. And then, of course, we've got the owl boxes are up now as well.
True.
And I put them up, and the first year they went into them, so there's nothing stopping that happening.
Well, that's really exciting.
Yeah, that could be good. Raptor poles.
Yeah.
See something on those. God, it's going to be good. It's going to be good,
play
isn't
for.
it? Okay. Well, look, we had a fantastic start, like I say. 26.
Yeah. Have a great Christmas.
And you, and you. Do you know what I'm getting for Christmas?
What are you getting?
I'm getting a Bigfoot costume so that I can just walk backwards and forwards across your camera traps.
I can't wait to see that.